It's always nice to be reminded of ICE and DHS taking an L. So I've got one for you. A news channel, Fox 9, KMSP, did an article which examined court documents dealing with Chicago and some of the allegations from DHS and Christy Noem that vehicles that were tracking ICE agents were stalking them and they posed a threat. These are the people that you've probably seen before who follow vehicles in their cameras and then report to local communities that ICE is on the way, probably to come arrest people, assault people, and now apparently execute people. So the allegations from DHS were that they were a threat. A judge last year in Chicago, at the end of last year in Chicago, said that was not the case after a review of body cam footage and notes. The federal judge suggested that the agents were actually brake checking other motorists in an attempt to force accidents that agents could then use as justifications for deploying force. So just the opposite of what DHS was claiming, that they were under attack. It appears that the videos just proved that what they were doing was trying to draw conflict. This is at the same time while events are happening in Minnesota, Minneapolis, just like this, where there are events where ICE agents are deliberately, quickly, forcibly stopping at points to try to cause a collision so that they can then respond to that. So good on Federal Judge Sarah Ellis for bringing this up. There is actually a lawsuit from ACLU of Minnesota, which is talking about some of these tactics. And that was supposed to take place today. I'm trying to get some results on that, trying to stop these tactics from taking place and bring a little bit of accountability to ICE and DHS. So I'll be on the lookout for that. One of the things that DHS had claimed as well in a previous incident in Chicago was that an individual had used their vehicle as a weapon and was trying to harm ICE agents. And then the federal prosecutors themselves from the government had to drop the case after the body cam footage was shown because they knew it was bullshit and the agents were the ones who were actually trying to draw the conflict. So this may seem like a little thing, but we've been talking about tactics for a while now as far as ICE and DHS and what they're trying to do and how they go way outside the norm of policy and procedure. And not only what the courts are trying to do, but what Congress is trying to do to rein these in. And all of these little things will start to add up. I mentioned in an earlier post talking about Minnesota AG Keith Ellison brought a lawsuit against DHS and ICE looking for a temporary injunction. That injunction was not granted by the federal judge, but was fast-tracked to the 19th, where the federal government has to provide their side of the story. And then the 22nd is when Minnesota has to reply. So that while at this point, they did not get the temporary injunction to stop ICE operations in Minnesota, it has been fast-tracked and they are looking for more evidence. So again, please videotape everything and send it in. Make sure people get access to that in the Minnesota AG's office and post it wherever you can, because all of these little things will start to add up, in my opinion, just like the National Guard did, where the courts then prevented National Guard from going into certain cities. We may see the same thing here where we slowly get to rein in this private Nazi army of the current, international pedophile ring that is running our government. So there you have it. Thanks.